Hello and welcome to the DSP project. I'm your host Rupert Brown, and this week we're going to be talking about the APC20 versus the Launchpad. Now I know this is quite a big topic of discussion and people have quite strong views either way, so I want to try and break it down more to the kind of the facts, but I suppose a bit of opinion in there as well. So the Launchpad came out first, and then I think as a fairly clearly as an answer to that, Akai brought out the APC20, which was a similar-ish form factor, about the exact same price, but with faders as well. So let's talk about them physically for a second. Let's see, try and get that into the shot. The Launchpad, as you can see, is smaller and it's also thinner. That is to be expected, as it obviously doesn't have the faders. Because without the faders, they're actually a very similar kind of form factor. The APC20 probably feels marginally nicer as far as quality of build, but that is just because they are very similar, to be honest. It's just that the APC20's got sort of steel on the back over the Launchpad's got plastic. I think I prefer the pads of the Launchpad because they're larger. But again, it's very close. I mean, the APC20 pads aren't particularly small or inadequate, but it's nice. I guess just that little bit larger size pad is a bit nicer. The big one of the big features for me, where I think the Launchpad is far better, wins, is bus powered. And I know I do harp on about that a lot, but I really do like bus powered things and not having to run an extra power lead. Even at home, not even talking about in gigs. It's just annoying to have to run an extra power cable over your desk or whatever. So that's probably my notes on the physical side of things. So what is the advantages of the Launchpad first? The Launchpad is definitely more configurable. You have more options and more power as to how you customize this unit. Particularly with the user 2 mode is where it sort of gains a foot up over the APC20, and also you can set it takes the feedback back in. So as you send MIDI data back into the Launchpad, you can get it to trigger off whatever lights you want. Whereas as far as I have been able to experiment with the APC20, you can't do that on that unit. So it's better. It's bus powered. It's definitely more configurable. The pads are bigger. It's lighter. So it still has quite a lot going for it. You've got more pads, 8x8 grid as opposed to the 8x5 grid on the APC20. So it's definitely a solid contender. Now, as for the APC20, the most obvious thing is that it's got faders, and that's quite a big deal, really. In my mind, it's being able to control the volume and things while you're launching clips is a huge advantage. You've also got an encoder for Q level, which is only one encoder, but you can do a bit with that depending on your setup. You've got these separate controls for solo, record arm, and things like that. You can do all that with the Launchpad, but it's just nice to have more buttons and more options. Even if you're going to map them to effects or do something completely different with them, it's just nice to have more buttons on the unit itself. I really like how they've got the different functions for the faders. So essentially, you can have 8 completely different sets of controls for the faders. There's a lot of control, basically. But as I say, the Launchpad still wins as far as configuration is concerned. You can do more with it. So the question is, which one's better? Now, I'm really sorry to do this, but there's not one overall winner, but it depends on what you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to say that if you are looking for something to basically play your complete set out of, you don't want to add any extra controllers, and you're not looking to do anything particularly crazy with the configuration. You want to launch clips, you want to sort of mix volumes, maybe like a DJ type setup or something like that. I think the APC20 is the winner there. Having the faders it makes it so much easier, and it's fine for the clip launching, and it is a very good unit. So I think if you are looking, like I say, for just a standalone unit, and something that's portable, so the APC40 is really quite big, so maybe you want something a bit more portable, then I think I'm going to recommend the APC20 for that. However, if you are looking for something to complement other controllers, so maybe you've already got something with knobs and faders, then I think that and you're looking for something maybe just as a launching grid, then the Launchpad would be the way to go. You've got more buttons, you've got bigger buttons, you've got bus powered, again very portable, and configuration wise you can go a lot further with this. So if you're using this to complement other controllers, then I definitely think that the Launchpad would be the way to go. So hopefully that makes it a little bit clearer. If you do have any questions, feel free to drop me a line and leave some comments underneath this video. I think that is about all the points I had to make. Yes, I think that's about it. So APC20 wins as a standalone performance unit, and the Launchpad wins for to complement other controllers. If you're looking to do if you're looking for something you can really customize to a fine detail, then then I think the Launchpad will probably be the way to go. Hopefully that is a bit of a help to you guys. I know I've seen a lot of people out there asking which way to go. So that's my take on it anyway. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. One last time, if you do want to ask any questions about how these controllers work and relate to each other, or which one's better, or any questions at all, feel free to head down to the DSPproject.com, leave a comment underneath this video. You can also subscribe while you're there and get all future episodes delivered to you. And finally, if you want to get a hold of me, feel free to send an email to inbox@theDSPproject.com. That is it for this week's episode, and I will see you next week.